The fifth ordinary session of the National Assembly's ninth Legislature, which opened last week, will discuss solutions to the country's ongoing financial and economic problems. Our news team asked members of the public for their thoughts on the most pressing issues.
First of all, I think it's a privilege to be able to view the televised version of the session of the National Assembly, and I think it's a good opportunity for the National Assembly members to be able to consult with the government, to discuss with the government about the problems that, especially economic problems that the country is facing. I think it's a good opportunity for both parties to speak, let's say, on behalf of the people. And also, I'd like to add that it's great to see the long-form videos of these discussions, because oftentimes in this world of social media, we only get clips and we only get sensationalized headlines of different topics, which could prevent a more nuanced conversation to take place. As you know, reality is complex, and we need to be able to understand problems and issues from multiple perspectives and angles. And so I think it's a good, I would invite everyone to be able to watch the long form videos. I know that's a bit tedious and hard, but I think it's a good opportunity for us to educate ourselves on the issues, which are quite complex and aren't easily solvable.
As I observed the discussion going on at the National Assembly, and also based on my observation, the discussion of our society in general, I have the feeling that the issues that people talk about the most, it's the wrongdoing of some government officials. So I think what the government can do is to use technology to help solve this issue. First, I think the government can have an online platform to show people the budget, the contract, to show people to see that the budget for the education is here, where do it go, something like that. Also can create more transparency, also show people that the government support transparency. Another thing that the government can do is that different ministry can have its online platform for people to report their complaint or to give their feedbacks when find something not right going on, so they can report that, and the government can get information and solve the problems accordingly. And third, I think the government can work with the Lao media, allow them to help the government to expose the wrongdoing in the society, so that this also show that the government support the transparency.
Regarding the economic crisis that we're facing right now, especially inflation, currency depreciation, and the like, I would like to say that one of the ways that we could get through that, or at least mitigate the negative impact of it, is to improve tourism, is to improve marketing for tourism. So currently, as we know, tourism is one of the big industries of Laos. It accounts for a big percentage of GDP, and it's also a very good foreign currency maker for the country. Therefore, I would advise us to maybe seek out new markets than the ones that we have traditionally received in terms of tourists. Normally, we get tourists from the ASEAN region, from China. We get a little bit from the other countries in terms of long haul, but I'd like to steer us into new markets, especially the long haul markets, who tend to, while they may be few, they have more purchasing power and they stay longer. So the likelihood that when they come that they will spend more is quite high. And so I'd like to invite or let's say market to those tourists, so we get a new composition of tourists in the future. Yeah.
According to my views, as I have followed the news from the National Assemblies, from my point of view, I think that all issues are important, because the governments, especially the National Assemblies, discussed during now is the hot issues for the country, especially for economic crisis, and also labor market, and also education, and also for the mining investments, something like that. I do appreciate so much for the members of the National Assemblies who become the representative of the people over the countries. Uh, they can speak out what they have search and the information they have. That means they work very hard to get the information from the peoples.
The National Assembly's fifth ordinary session is scheduled to take place from June 26 to July 18. It will see National Assembly members debate reports relating to socioeconomic development and state budget plans. Lawmakers are also being debated the draft of 4 new laws and amendments to 6 existing laws. The 4 draft laws concerns public health, job creation, land tax, and Lao youth. The 6 laws to be amended relates to commercial banks, aquatic animals and fishery, wildlife, printing, protection of children's rights and interests, and the military court. The National Assembly has set up a telephone hotline and email address for members of the public to submit comments and issues of their concerns for consideration. These can be made by calling hotline 156 or email nalao.156@gmail.com.